Hello again for day number 7 in the Daily Bread Bible study. This is a week's worth of study you have been on, and today we're going to close it out with Genesis chapters 24 and 25 for this week. Now, families continue to grow and adapt and move, and we are moving less away from Abraham and more into the story of Isaac. So in Genesis 24, Abraham sends his oldest and wisest servant to find a wife for Isaac from the land of his relatives, because he is living now next to the abhorrent and ungodly Canaanites and does not want a wife from these Canaanites, as we have seen over and over again in this part of Genesis. All of this story is against the Canaanites and the people that the Israelites, the descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, they will inherit the promised land away from the Canaanites. So all of this is continuing to set up how the Canaanites are not going to be a part of God's blessing, because the promised land will be taken away from them. In Genesis 24, verse 13, we hear about finding a wife. I am standing here by the spring of water, and the daughters of the townspeople are coming out to draw water. Let the girl to whom I shall say, please offer your jar that I may drink, and who shall say, drink, and I will water your camels as well, let her be the one whom you have appointed for your servant Isaac. By this I shall know that you have shown steadfast love to my master. And before he finished speaking, there was Rebekah. So Rebekah is this gift from God for Isaac, and just like the servant who prays to God, like Hagar did in the wilderness, the answer comes quickly. And Rebekah shows out these marks of hospitality of the Lord, of kindness, generosity, acceptance of this message from God, and leads to success in dealing loyally and truly with, quote unquote, my master, which are all values, marks of God. So after hearing the story from the servant of Abraham in Genesis 24, verse 50, the father Bethuel and uncle Laban, they hear, or brother Laban, I guess, hear a response. Then Laban and Bethuel answered, the thing comes from the Lord. We cannot speak to you anything good or bad. And look, Rebekah is before you. Take her and go, and let her be the wife of your master's son, as the Lord has spoken. So it's noted here that Bethuel influences Laban to be honest, and Laban will scam his, nephew Jacob later. So we'll hear about the stories of Jacob and Laban coming up here in a few chapters. So after the successful finding of Rebekah and Isaac being able to be married, Abraham remarries himself. He marries Keturah, and they have many more offsprings, but offsprings who will not be blessed like the Israelites through Isaac. So when Abraham dies at the age of 175, his sons Isaac and Ishmael bury him. Ishmael dies after 137 years, and his descendants inhabit from Shur to Havilah, likely spanning the northern part of Arabia, and that's far southeast of Canaan. So there is a brief conflict between the descendants of Ishmael and Isaac after the Exodus, but not too much notable within the Bible between Ishmael and Isaac after this point. So moving back to a focus on Isaac, his wife Rebekah becomes pregnant and has twin boys named Esau and also Jacob. Esau's name can mean hairy, or it can mean red, and Jacob's name means that he cheats. That's the literal name of it. So we've got these two sons, and the idea of Esau coming out and Jacob trying to grab onto his heel. Just the idea that these two will be in tension, because there are two mighty nations coming from both of these, Edom and then the Israelites. Esau becomes a strong hunter, and Jacob is quiet around the house, so he stays around the house. In verse 28, we learn that Isaac loves Esau and Rebekah loves Jacob. And in my opinion, Esau is seen as sort of a naive oaf, right? He's not very intelligent, physically strong but mentally weak. On the other hand, Jacob is cunning and intelligent and strategic, and that serves him well to get the birthright, as we will hear later. Years later, when Esau is famished from his hard work outside when he has grown up, Esau asks for food, and Jacob offers to trade food for Esau's inheritance, his birthright. Esau agrees, which is in a lot of ways very disrespectful of his birthright, because he is, like I said, a little naive. And this is in part setting up the legitimacy of Jacob's ancestry, because Jacob is the second born. He is the one who is not supposed to receive the firstborn blessing, but it is here that because of this story, they're justifying that Jacob will be the one who will receive the birthright and blessing and not Esau. But we will see more about Jacob and his exploits another day.